Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We're here for episode number 6. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Joel, how are you, mate?
Amazing.
Very good.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
How are you going?
I'm very well.
Did you enjoy yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was good fun. We'll get stuck into that in just a second. But without going any further, we can't go any further, rather, without mentioning the boys at Halfcaf Golf.
Yes.
The Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast is, of course, proudly supported by Halfcaf Golf. So be sure to go and check them out first. I'm wearing another one of their polos.
Fuck, I love them.
They're pretty good, aren't they? They're pretty good.
That little coffee cups.
Yeah,
love
little coffee cups.
Love
little
it.
takeaways.
Like a little mocha sort of colour.
Yeah, very good. Very much so. They've got a second drop coming in the next couple of weeks, I believe.
I like it.
It always, yep. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And they've dropped a
like
couple
it.
of little sneak.
Like a shirt.
Oh, we'd both like shirts, boys, if you're watching. I'm sure they'll hook us up. But yes, yesterday was great. Let's
Yes.
get into it. Yesterday was awesome. Now, I went and watched you play Pennant. You were playing for Rosanna against Sandhurst at my home golf club,
Yes.
Heidelberg Golf Club. And honestly, I didn't see much else of what was going on because I kind of just hung around. You might have seen on our stories on Instagram.
Yeah.
There was a lot of clips up, took a lot of videos
Did
of
you
you.
create an album on the Instagram?
No.
For that? Oh.
But I can.
Oh, yeah.
I can
Just
figure
do that.
something.
For those that didn't watch all that stuff yesterday, I think it pays to watch because one, I won. And
Yeah.
two, it's probably
That helps.
It was awesome clips.
Yeah, there's
It was
some pretty
awesome
cool ones.
clips. I really liked it.
I'm gonna make them all into a bit of a montage sort of thing
I like it.
and put them up on as a reel or something
I like it.
in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that if you missed out on the stories yesterday. But you had a good result. You had a win. You won 3-1 on 17.
Yep.
And it was awesome. I think the way you played yesterday, I don't really think you had one stinker of a hole, 14, but you were kind of robbed of the hole more than had a stinker.
I was sort of in that mindset. I found that I didn't make the mistake.
No.
It wasn't my mistake. It was just, look, shit happens. You get bad lies. I was unfortunate enough to be in this little fucking rut thing. Like if you throw a rake into a bunker and it lands on its side and it creates a little hole.
And I think that's
It rolled
literally
into that.
what had happened to your ball.
It must have.
So Joel had put his ball on 14. It's a big, long par 5 down the hill
It's like
at the back of the.
it's like 560, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be
Long boy.
it's a long.
Like I hit a long ball and I had 250 in.
yeah, it was
Not a
And
long way.
and it plays very heavily downhill, so it does play a little
plays
shorter,
shorter, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you put your second ball into the bunker,
Green
right
side trap,
side,
which
right side of the
couldn't have
green.
been a better spot if I wasn't on the green, if I'm honest.
And considering your opponent was under the pylon
Other than
for
the pylon,
3,
yeah.
and before we move any further, your opponent had some horrible luck yesterday.
He had a couple that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that could have gone the other way very easily.
And he didn't play a bad round of golf either. He
No,
played some
he
good
was
golf.
always there.
Always there.
Always there.
And that's probably why it dragged out to 17. But anyway, you
Yeah.
put your ball in the green side trap on 14. And no joke, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you, this thing landed in a crater.
But the
Someone had raked the bunker and then thrown the rake
Yeah.
in, and it must have landed on its side or slapped over.
something like that.
And your ball
It
just
was-
perfectly
it
rolled into
it,
there.
it rolled into it, and it was like it was plugged. It was as if I've just hit this high flop shot and it's gone. And when I walked up there, I looked at my old man going, "What the fuck is that in?"
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking that my first thought was animal scrapings. Pisser, I can get out of this. But then I looked at it further. And I'm like, that kind of looks like the head of a rake. Like that's the way the shaft is. I'm like, oh, there's nothing I can do here.
No.
So
And you even called me over. I was driving around in a car,
Yeah,
just sort
I
of
said to you,
keeping
I'm
my
like,
distance.
"What's this
You
here?"
called me over and you're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, I don't know. Got no idea.
The thing that annoyed me the most wasn't the fact that it was actually in that lie. It was the worst thing was the rest of the bunk was perfect. And I was in this tiny little...
That little saucepan,
Literally a
that little
ball-sized hole.
saucepan
Yeah.
disc that you ended up in was the worst
shit,
part of the
anyway,
bunker.
went flying over the back, I felt like I hit a good wedge. I just rolled out down the green and had a disgusting fucking lip out. But
Yeah.
what do you do? Oh, well.
But some things that really sort of took me, not by surprise, but sort of really honed in some cold hard truths for me about your game was your short game. And we talked about this a little bit last week when you asked, who has the best, when you asked me who has the best short game I've ever seen. And I
Yeah.
said it was you.
Yeah.
You just backed it up
Yeah.
yesterday.
Really?
That chip shot you hit on 4
That was yum.
That was yum.
That was yum.
You put it back of the green for 2,
Yeah.
and you were in the dominant position from the get-go, but then
Yeah, that sort of cemented it.
to chip it to not even, I'm joking, like not even joking, a club head away. Like
Yeah,
it was
it's
honestly
sad. Yeah,
that
it's-
far away.
But that was back to back. The one on 3 I enjoyed more because I was into the grain.
Yeah.
Because I hit it long. I was into the grain. I had to like hit like a little low spinner to try and
That
not
one
get
was
it
on
to
the
roll
stories.
out.
They-
That one was on the story.
That one was on the story, so
How
people
that
would have seen
missed-
that.
How that missed the hole, I'll never know.
Yeah.
The one on 4, I loved. Yeah, I actually, yeah, true. The short game was on yesterday, wasn't it?
Very much so.
It was good.
Now, this is your second or third game of Pennant this year.
Second, I missed round 1.
You missed round 1.
Yeah.
So it's 2 games, and you've got a commitment to play how many get more?
I play next week
Yep.
at Eastwood against Spring Valley. They're
Nice.
top of the table. We're second now.
Nice.
Beautiful. I think Berg's 2 games back.
Yeah.
So they're third. And Spring Valley are on top. So it's a 1 and 2 battle next week. So it
very-
doesn't define the season because we're
No.
only 4 games in.
But I think you guys,
But-
who have you got in the there's a couple of the boys were talking about it yesterday. You've got someone in the last round of the season that really could determine.
That might be Karingal because I think
Karingal, I
Karingal's
think.
4.
Karingal or somebody,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm not sure.
We'll have to do a bit more digging.
I
but
can
yeah,
only play 2 more next week, and then like I think it's like the mid April ish.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks into April after Q school. That's
Yeah.
the only one I can play, and then everything else is done. So,
Yeah, very good.
yeah,
But some other results. Heidelberg got up. They beat Karingal.
that was a good win.
That was a good win.
Very good win.
And just for my own club, our Colts rather drew 2.5, 2.5.
Same.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Roses
So,
did too.
all in all, it was a really good day.
Yeah.
Pennant, I've mentioned it before in previous episodes that there's 3 times of the year that the members at Berg really get excited for the course.
Yeah,
Clubbies, Pro-Am and Pennant, because it's always got the lipstick on and it looks really good.
it was good. Absolutely.
A lot of the feedback I'd heard from other players, from Rosanna and from other clubs, was that I think Cody might even mention it too. He hasn't seen the greens that firm, but yet that responsive.
They were, responsive is probably the right word.
Yeah.
So you weren't taking big pitch marks, but you could control your wedges, and you weren't losing the ball over greens or anything like that, unless it was coming in flat and hot and you didn't have enough spin. So like that shot on 8 I hit, coming in a bit flat, coming in a bit hot, didn't expect it to hold up, but otherwise every other wedge shot I was able to get it grabbing or something like that.
But
so it was good, but the greens were also backed it up by being quick. The greens were really good, and that showed I putted well.
Yeah. And you could sort of back that up by saying that when I look back on the 11th hole, which you won as well, I don't know how you won it, but anyway,
That was the best time ever.
your opponent hit an amazing drive to the middle of the fairway, probably had about 170 out.
He reckons he hit 6 iron, so he would have had probably 185.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
My
So
guess. Yeah.
that's a big 6 iron, but still,
Yeah.
he's a big hitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's pitched probably short of the flag and rolled off the back,
He's pitched about 15 feet short of the flag, and almost hit the back fence.
whereas you had wedge from 110.
Don't forget how I got there.
No.
I hit the immediate trees on the right. If anyone played Heidelberg, 11 is half 5 around the corner. Unless you hit a cut with driver to a Mickey Mouse position, hit 2 iron.
So
Right? And
for me,
Yeah.
I'll every week I play it, and I'll tell you exactly how I play it. I hit 5 iron to the corner,
yeah,
and I hit 2 iron in.
and then you got wedge.
And I've got a flick wedge or a chip, or I'm greenside, and it's probably the most 3-shot par 5 for amateurs and for members
on the golf course.
on the
Yeah,
golf course.
Yeah.
4's pretty straightforward. 9's pretty
Well,
straightforward.
see, 4 plays long because it's up a hill.
Yeah.
Because that up is such a severe hill. But
11's flat, but your landing
tee
zone
shot's
with
not.
your landing zone with driver is that.
Yeah.
The advantage is to take less club. Blokes hit 3-wood, they hit hybrid. You know, the boys I play with every week, none of us take driver, especially because with the blacks where you played off yesterday, they've been saving those for the last
Yeah.
few weeks because they completely relayed it and all that kind of stuff. So we've been playing slightly forward off the blues and stuff, and even the blacks have been slightly forward.
Yeah.
For medals,
I did notice it was relayed actually.
but if you're any further forward of the blacks where you were yesterday, you have to take less than. You can even go as low as 6 iron, really.
Yeah. Well,
depending on how big you hit it.
he pulled out driver, and because I was hitting driver pretty decent, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go over the corner. I did the same thing on 9. 9, I hit a really long ball. 9 was massive, but so I'm like, I'll just do the same thing. Caught it low on the club, hits those immediate trees on the right, fortunate enough to drop down and hit the like the hard panty sort of stuff in amongst the trees and roll back down onto some short stuff. So I reckon I would have gone 100 meters
If you're lucky.
off the tee. If at
you're
most,
lucky.
I reckon I could have hit a stock 58 degree to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, he's in prime position. I've got to expect him to make birdie. So
Yeah.
I have to go foot to the floor on this hole, right? Hit a really nice cut with 3-wood around the corner to, I was 118. 118 out, and he's hit it long left. I'm like, oh,
Doors open.
if I put it on the green here and have a makeable birdie putt,
Pressure's on.
it's on him.
Yeah.
Ball's back in his court. So I'm like, so I said to the old man, I said, everything's flying. So I'm going to hit 54 degree. So I had 117. It wasn't helping or into, it was just a warm day. Anyway, so I put it on the back foot and really started to try to hood it a little bit, trying to get it coming out a bit hotter. And it did. It hit the center of the green, skipped up 15 feet and sat 3 feet from it.
Yeah, right.
Right. And I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed birdie, but with the momentum of that sort of hole, I'm not missing it. There's no way.
Well, you got really unlucky on your tee shot, probably to hit and you didn't hit it.
No, it wasn't a good shot. I
Didn't hit it. All right. And then you've hit 2 unreal golf shots to follow.
Yeah.
So the momentum and the confidence would have been sky
It
high.
went literally
Yeah.
like that on him. And he hit what was a pretty good shot from the back left of the green.
Yeah, he did everything he needed to. He
did-
just
he
got unlucky
did-
with
he
the
just-
the grab. It just grabbed in the rough.
It was always looking for.
Or in the
like,
fringe, rather.
Yeah, yeah. It just, and then, he hit a decent putt, but it's not a putt you can be aggressive on. He left it low. I gave it to him. He's in for 5. I hit mine in for 4 and win the hole. It's
Yeah.
like,
But talking about the greens, yours was played in a way that it grabbed. Obviously, you had wedge from 118.
Yeah.
He had 6-iron from 180.
yeah.
But you hit 6 irons from 180 yesterday, and they grabbed. A couple of them grabbed, a couple of them went. So
Yeah,
yes, they were
yeah.
firm and responsive, but also they were quick enough
Yeah.
to really cause some havoc.
If you didn't hit it into the right spot, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you were rewarded with a well-controlled shot, and then it sort of, I wouldn't call it punished you, but it wasn't. It was unrewarding if you didn't hit it into the right spot, which
Yeah.
is exactly what you want. One hole that I did get extremely lucky on was 9. I cannot believe that
no.
held the green. I hit,
So again, we'll explain. So the ninth hole at Heidelberg is a dogleg par 5 down the hill.
it's one of my favorite holes.
It is probably my favorite hole on the golf course,
So
but
good.
it is the most hated green that I have at that golf
It's
course.
the worst green.
It slopes, no joke, 3.5 feet front to back.
It probably always would be.
Right,
And
it
greens as quick as those are,
You
that's not
cannot
what you
hold
want.
it.
That's not what you
Whenever me and my mates play it, it is always, all right, whatever number you've got, hit a club less and be short. Because long is dead, right? And tough to get onto, or back onto the green rather from back there.
Yeah.
And you honestly, there's been times where I'm 30 away from the front edge of the green and I putt. Just because
Yeah.
I can't control a wedge. Even at my stand, my short game's pretty okay.
Yeah.
But even at my standard, it's hard to control a wedge and know that I'm going to clip it nicely enough every time.
Yeah.
But you had 178 meters?
No, 168. And
168.
I had to hit 8 iron. So
There
I
you
hit
go.
8 iron with a bit of a cut. And I said to the old man, I said, the more this fades, the closer it's going to get to the hole because I'm aiming at the cart left of the green. So if it stays short left, sweet as. It's chipped down the green. It's relatively straightforward. Still hard to control, like you said. But
Yeah.
and then it sort of jumped a little smidge right on me. And it started going straight at it. I'm thinking, I said to the old man, I'm like, if this hits green, it's long.
Yeah.
I said, even if it's the front, it's not holding. It won't hold.
And it just found the softest part of that green.
It must have been the soft into a pitch mark already into the grain, and it just went and like just trickled out to like 2 feet off the back edge.
Yeah.
And when I said to Dad, I'm like, that held. He's like, what?
Yeah.
like how it got
Because
there.
I was driving down the opposite side of the fairway and I actually heard you out loud say, "Is that in the hole?" Because
Yeah, I did too.
You couldn't see it because you were protected by the downslope from the bunker.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
The ball had disappeared.
Yeah.
And you had every right to think it had gone in the hole. It was that good of a shot.
Yeah.
But no, when I told you that it had stuck on the green, you would just look at me like, no way, as if that stuck.
Yeah.
And then boxed it for Eagle to go, I think.
That was to go to 4 up.
4 up.
Yeah.
Through 9
So
holes.
that put me to 4 under as well.
What'd
No,
you
3 under.
shoot for the whole day?
4.
4. I thought so.
Because I had 3 bogeys, I had that eagle, and then I had 5 birdies in there as well.
Yeah.
So and
For
like
a place that you hate.
no, I don't dislike it at all. I don't dislike it at all.
But here's the thing. In the last 2 years, you haven't played well at Berg at all. Every time we've played
Nah.
together, and that's why you hate it because you just don't play well there.
Yeah, it's It's because it's a very unique golf course to say the least. Like
That's a great way to put it.
It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's like my form isn't always suited to it because I'm playing elsewhere. So if I'm playing Heritage or Rosanna or I'm playing events somewhere else, there's no course that resembles that.
No, and
So it's really hard to translate your game to somewhere that's a bit hillier, a bit more unrewarding in certain spots. Like it's
because everything about Heidelberg is true, right? It's not so straightforward,
no, it's not. You have
right?
to, and you have to
you
move the ball.
don't get an even lie anywhere on the golf course. I don't think, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
No.
Right? It's hilly. It's dog-legged everywhere.
Everything
There's-
moves.
there's
Everything moves.
Two dead straight holes that aren't par threes on that golf course. Can you think of them? Well, three,
Off the top of my head,
4. There's 4.
1, 3,
Yep.
5.
Yeah, 5, 4. There's actually 5. I'm don't even know my own golf course.
Four moves up a left a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
fraction.
So okay,
Dead straight. All right, so 1,
1,
3.
3, and 5.
5.
On the front 9, definitely.
Yep,
12.
yep. That's the other one I thought of.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
probably
it.
4.
Every other tee box, every other
5.
hole.
Sorry, 4. Yeah, let's go 5. 5 or 6 holes. A third of the course is straight. Everything else is moving.
Yeah,
somehow.
and it requires, but even the straight holes require a shape off the tee.
If you move the ball well, if you find the fairways and with some confidence off the tee, the joint I reckon is 80% easier.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in trouble off the tee all the time, fuck. You have to have a Cameron Smith short game to get yourself out of that trouble.
It's the one thing I was warned of when I joined is just be straight off the tee.
That's probably why sometimes I've struggled there when I wasn't a member. When now that I'm not a member there, because when we did play there, you know, straightened up. I wasn't a long hitter. You hit it past me. I wasn't a long hitter, but I always hit it straight because I couldn't afford to not.
Yeah,
Now since going to Rosanna's a lot more generous off the tee. So is Heritage in a way.
very much so.
In a way, like especially off the backs, everything's a bit wider, and you know you have a bit more of a landing zone. So is Rosanna. Rosanna on a lot of the holes, on probably 50% of the holes, you could literally hit it either side of the tree line and be on another fairway.
Yep.
So especially through the middle section of the front and back nine,
Yeah.
you can really hit it. And so I've sort of probably got a bit complacent, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And coming back to Heidelberg, it's like, shit, this requires I can't hit it 2 sideways because I'm in some shit or I'm in some trees or something like that. And like, yeah, a lot of the holes do line. Some of the holes do line each other, but it's not favorable if you hit it out there.
No,
It's really not.
no. And
Like-
that debate about which golf course is better or easier or whatever, that always comes up. And we're going to get into a little bit in the moment because your story is really interesting because, yes, you're a member at Heidelberg for a long time and then you did your traineeship at Rosanna.
Yes.
Now, for people who don't know these two golf clubs we're talking about, they're both based in the northern suburbs of Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And no joke, if you go property extremity to property extremity, one or the other, so I'm talking like maybe the corner where 15 tee box is at Berg,
15 tee box.
at Berg,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
then the corner behind the first green at Rosanna,
yeah.
like in terms of land,
yeah.
no joke, they're 800 meters away from each other as the crow flies.
Okay, so from the back of the second tee box on at Rosanna,
Yep. To the back of the 15th tee box over your, like on your back, like right.
you could almost argue the back left of 3.
Yeah. Back left to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a K, less than a K.
Less than, as the crow flies, it's less than a kilometer.
Yeah.
So these golf, as what I'm trying to get at is these golf courses are neighbors.
They are.
They are-
It's a sister club.
It's a sister club.
Yep.
However, there is such a thick and dense and extreme rivalry between the two clubs because of the geographical location.
Exactly.
You get members who are, dead in their roots and love the place that they play at and have very little to zero respect
For the other
for the
club?
other golf course.
It's very different. See, I grew up on a golf course that did have a sister club as well. So Huntingdale, Metro was the sister club, but it wasn't like that. Huntingdale loved Metro golf course. Metro loved the Huntingdale golf course. Metro was probably a smidge better overall. It just had that tiny little edge over it. right? Doesn't mean Huntingdale wasn't great, right? But they were sort of like a family sort of
Yeah.
thing. They were all collaborated. They had events either side. They had swap days, and you know, they all collaborated. Whereas Heidelberg and Rosie, they're like, stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, correct.
Don't. If a Heidelberg member comes to Rosanna, they're kind of looked at going, what are you doing here? And vice versa. If a Rosanna member goes to Heidelberg, they're coming back going,
Now,
fuck,
don't get me wrong. We're jumping the gun a little bit. We're welcome in both areas, right? And it's not like we hate each other and it's, you know, pitchforks and you know, everything at the front door being like, who are you and where you come from? But it's very much a case of, you're right, because I come in and play a lot at Rosanna with you.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Raptor, Marcus in the pro shop looks at me going,
what are you doing here?
what are you doing here?
Heidelberg's come. Get out.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's been times.
I've got mates who are members at Rosanna who, when I see them, they go, "You still playing at that shit up?"
But you say the same thing.
Exactly.
When are you going to come to your senses? And you know,
when are you going to come to your senses and
it goes both ways.
give the butler a day off and come play at Heidelberg?
Fuck off.
So we've got our
As
own,
the goats.
The goats are great. They're doing wonders.
I didn't see him yesterday.
No, they were hiding. No, so there's always that little bit of banter and stuff, but we do have our swap days, and
of course.
And Pennant sort of ignites that rivalry again.
Yeah.
We were joking yesterday with Cody on the walk back up 18 after you'd won your match. And shout out to you, Codes, if you're listening.
That almost got heated. Too.
That almost got very heated. And he goes, literally turns to me and goes, as if you think this place is better than ours.
I looked at him like, shut up. I'm like, shut up. He's going to get out the cards back.
And my
out.
response back to him, he was on a scholarship for a period at Rosanna, if she still is.
He's technically still in the system. He's still a member there.
There you go. So at Berg,
On paper.
On Berg, on paper he's a member at Berg, but he got his scholarship at Rosanna. And my response to him making that comment was, well, just because you play at a place for free doesn't mean you have to like it more.
True.
So yeah,
I did like that comeback. That was good.
So yeah, Codes, that's for you, mate. If you want to come back, you're always welcome. Just know we'll welcome you back with open arms. But that's the thing, like both golf courses are fun, challenging places.
Yeah.
The members are always great. The facilities are just as good.
Yeah.
They compete with each other on so many different aspects.
Yeah.
But the members just cannot. Like I tell my mates when I play with you, like if I play with you on a Thursday night after work,
Yeah.
and I go, "Oh boys, I'm playing at Rosanna."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, go, stay there.
Yeah.
Don't come back.
If you go, two.
You yeah, piss off.
Right, yeah,
What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
And you know, and again, Rosanna members are going to come at me, but I call that place the confidence builder.
Off the tee. Yeah.
Off the tee, because you know, if you've ever got the yips with driver, go play at Rosanna because you'll find fairway if you hit it 100 left or 100 right.
Yeah, that complements what I said. Yeah, it is true. There is holes where you can hit it on the. You have to miss big though.
Yeah,
if you do just miss the fairway, you're behind a tree.
Yeah.
But you got it. Yeah, you're right.
But again, if you just miss the fairway at Berg, you're dead.
It's the same deal.
Same deal.
It's tree line.
Yeah.
Same deal. If you miss the fairway
So-
it's like you're behind a tree. So
And it's just, I think it's the special thing about the relationship the clubs have is that at the core, yes, they're both separate entities and they both run their own shows. But when it comes to the people who have been members for a long time, and would you argue that once you've been at either golf course, maybe say longer than a year, that rivalry is ingrained in you?
oh, absolutely.
Because, you know,
Absolutely.
I've got mates who have been members at both at a period of time.
Yeah.
And they've come back,
Yeah.
left Heidelberg to go to Rosanna, and then they've come back.
Yeah. Or vice
And they've
versa.
just gone, or vice versa, and they've just gone, "No, I don't know what I was doing over there,"
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always going to be that fire. There's always going to be that.
I've had that many. I've seen both sides of it. I've seen Rosanna members going, "Nah, I can't quite afford here," or something like that, or you know, whatever it may be. Heidelberg's offering something better, whatever it might be. So they go back, and then I see them back 6 months later. And they go, "Nah, it wasn't for me. I like this place better," and vice versa. I've seen Heidelberg members come here going, "Oh, I've heard all the hype here. I'm coming here. I've heard good things." So they come here, and then 6 months later they're gone, and they've gone back to Heidelberg.
Yeah.
It's like, which I feel wherever you start and wherever you sort of first settle, it always drags you back.
Big time.
It always just pulls you back. So
Well,
it's whatever ingrains India, and you're right. Like there's no shot. I don't reckon even if someone offered you a Royal Melbourne membership, you'd take it because it's just
my first question would be, can I keep my membership at Berg?
No.
Well, then I'd have to.
You just can't.
I'd have to really think about it because it's not just. Okay, yeah, you're talking about Royal Melbourne, and you
Yeah,
go,
but
how can you turn down Royal Melbourne?
My example
You can't.
is where your heart is.
My heart is at that golf club.
Yeah.
I had debates during COVID about when you and right around when you started your traineeship, and we met our mate Tom at Motorsport Republica, Daniel Rim, a couple of my mates went to Rosanna, and I had long debates with myself about whether or not I would go, and leave, and I was in the middle of not really having a set group of people I played with every week. And you actually said to me, you're like, if you're looking for mates to play with, don't come here. Because
Don't come
to Rosanna.
Oh,
because
it was just
it seemed you told me that the majority of members already have their 4 balls.
Yes.
And if you do jump in with a 4 ball because, John's gone on a holiday down to, Phillip Island for the weekend, that's your spot for that week. As soon as John's back, piss off.
So,
whereas at Berg, I could play with XYZ members 3 weeks in a row, no dramas. And then there's a strong chance that we might play together for good. Yeah. And that's literally how I came to play with me and my mates.
Yeah.
Right? I book our tee times. That's my job every week. I've got access to do it. So I do it. Yeah. And my rule has always been with whoever I book in with. And it was like this with you when you were a member. If you're available, play. If you're not, let me know. I'll take you out.
Take you out. Yeah.
So
within the day. Yeah.
For me at the time, it was just that was the thing. I was like, I'm looking for people to play with regularly. And if I'm not going to get that within the first couple of months, there's no point going over. And plus the setback of joining fees, a membership structure that you have to go through as well. Yeah. Because you're on an introductory and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it's slightly changed now.
Heidelberg's a bit different. We don't have a joining fee. Yeah. Our wait list is our joining fee, is how I put it. Okay. The wait list can get long. Yeah. I've played with blokes who waited on that wait list for over 8 months.
Yeah, okay.
So you're waiting to play at a golf course. And that's sort of what keeps people not away from signing up, but sort of might turn around and go, well, okay, do I really want to join here? Yeah. Because I've got to wait 6 months maybe to play it. But each offers their own thing. Like I said, the prices are pretty similar for your annual subs. The golf courses are always in pretty good nick. Yep. Comparatively. Yep. And but at the core, there's that rivalry.
It always will be. I feel like it always will be. Even if one of them goes to the shit or one of them just booms ahead, it will always be because they're so different. I feel
they're so different.
And then there's those claims that one's better than the other,
or one's easier than the other,
or either whatever it might be.
And the more I play, and I always thought because the first time I played Rosanna with you, I had 38 points. Yeah. And just tore it apart. Yeah. To my standard. Yeah. And thought, what are you doing here? Yeah. It's up and back golf. You got 600 meters either side of you off the tee to aim for. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Right. And then I go to Berg and have 27 the next day. Yeah. Go, all right, well, this is definitely harder. Yeah. But then the more I play at Rosanna, the more I realize, no, not quite what we think. Yeah. It's more about the contours of the greens. Yeah. Every greens at Rosanna's almost got a false front.
Yeah, and long's dead. That's a lot of that's at Heidelberg as well though. Like long's pretty dead everywhere you go. On most holes?
Most holes long is pretty dead, but you've got a bit more room on some than others. Yeah. But look, we could sit here and argue about this till the cows come home quite literally. And I think one day we might do like a little bit of a segment where if the people are interested, we might put together like a little composite course of like.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Like if we had to build an 18-hole golf course, only choosing from
the best 9 holes at Berg and the best 9 holes at Rosanna.
Let's do that.
I like it. I really do like that. And I reckon we could make something up.
You got to do 2 par 3s, 2 par 5s.
How we'll determine it? How we will determine it? We'll put the first hole at Rosie and the first hole at Berg side by side. And it's a debate which one's better. That's the first hole.
I think we need to have I think this would be a big discussion off mic and off recordings. Yeah. And then we come in.
And then we come on and then sum it up.
This is what we've picked. Sum it up. This is what we've picked.
Yeah, and then quickly sum it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Rather,
we'll-
because we could sit here for 4.5 hours going, nah, the 6 at Berg is crap as opposed to the 6 at Rosanna. And it'd just be like, what's the point?
What's the point?
People don't want to hear that.
Yeah, you don't want to
So-
hear us arguing. As funny as it will be, but talking about why the 6th bunker is better. Like, blah,
Nah.
anyway, nah. It's just fucking stupid. But there's to sum up that particular topic. I feel neither is better than the other. They're just so different in their own respects. So Heidelberg is a harder walk. However, to putt on those greens is just mwah. Whereas Rosanna is a more enjoyable walk. However, though the greens sometimes just don't quite live up to that same standard.
And it stinks of shit.
And on the 15th hole, fuck off.
Where the sewage line is.
Yeah, with the poo pipe. The poo pipe, we call it, up against the river. And someone's short game.
Yeah, mine. Yep. No
Yeah.
good.
Michael?
Oh, there you are. Big fella.
he is.
There he is.
It wasn't that bad.
Back down into singles, he is the big fella too.
yeah,
right?
he's catching you. He's short game. Yeah, he's been working on his short game. Fuck you. Nice
Still
work,
needs a lot of-
Michael.
Still needs a lot of work.
Nah, he'll be all right. I back it. It was pretty good when we played with him.
Yeah.
I think that sums it up nicely.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Of how-
And let us know what you think. I want to hear from the members.
Yeah.
I want to hear from
Yeah.
Berg members, from Rosanna
Yeah.
members, and also if you're a member at another golf club and you've got a rival like we've got each other, let us know.
Yeah, tell us how much you hate that other course.
Let us know if you're a member at wherever and the
Yeah.
course across the road sucks and they just think that they're top shit.
Do you reckon Q and Greenacres have a rivalry?
Probably a little bit.
Because I've never heard that before.
No.
I haven't heard of a rivalry if there is one.
Yeah, and-
let us know if there is one.
Let us know.
For anyone that's a Q member. I know a couple
Ryan
of guys.
Pappenhausen, if you're listening, if you're
Fucking
listening, big
Jesus.
fella, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to go into something, and I literally, in the 28 seconds before we started recording this, I brought this up with you.
8 seconds, I reckon.
I want to go through a bit of a fun topic, and I want to build our dream golf bags on the two caveats that we can only pick one club from our current setup or one section of clubs from our setup. So like a driver or a set of irons or whatever it might be.
yeah.
And the second being, can't be new stuff.
Yeah. So 2020 previous.
2020 previous.
So that's like 2015 stuff still new. Actually, shit, that's 10 years old.
2015 is, 9 years old.
That's okay. Can we pick the same brand?
Yeah.
Okay, can we same brand? That changes everything.
Joel's been working at this for a while.
I've been doing this for the 35 minutes that we've been discussing.
You might
this.
have seen Joel's been typing away furiously at his laptop. Have you come up with a question from the second cut?
Yeah,
Good. All right,
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a minute as well.
we've got heaps of time. So
Have you got a driver?
yes,
Go.
TS driver,
A TS
the
driver.
original TS driver, the
original.
first one of the TS series.
Right.
Yeah, because here's why. So
Hang on. Should we caveat this as well by saying that you have to have hit them in the
Yeah.
past, or is it
no, you've had to have experience with it. You had to have
that
hit it
changes
before.
everything? Because like, is it a dream golf like a set of clubs if you haven't played, like if you've played with them?
Yeah, you had to have played them. How's it supposed to be a dream if you don't
Because
know
what
about
if
it?
what if it's a set like of irons, say for example, that you always wanted but never got the chance to get?
Okay, so the 620 MBs that Tiger used, is that part of your dream set?
No,
Because you haven't hit it.
no. But
Have you ever hit him? Have you ever hit him before?
No, but
They're
I want.
unreal.
But I want the MP33s.
Okay,
That's what I want. Mizuno
the
MP33s.
Mizzies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be my dream set of irons.
Have you hit him though?
No, but that's why they're my dream set because I haven't.
What if you hit it and you hate it?
Who knows?
Come
All
on,
right,
you
fine,
haven't thought
fine.
this through at all.
We'll go.
You had to have hit it.
All right, done.
So,
Because I
okay,
haven't
so
had that
I can
many clubs.
So I can pick the same brand.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
You just can't pick this. You can't pick the same. Okay, actually, yeah, this changes everything. All right, go driver. Give me
Yeah, TS driver.
TS driver. I'm
The
going
TS.
like Cobra Speed Zone.
Ooh.
I had a Cobra Speed Zone for a couple of years and I absolutely loved it. And I put
Okay.
a hole in the head and I hated myself for it. 3-wood.
3-wood Callaway Epic Flash.
I'm going to agree with you there. 'cause
I
had
hit that. So I used that for one round at Huntingdale one day. So one of the shut up.
No. I'm laughing at a different thing. I'll tell you in a minute.
So pretty much the top amateur in Australia right now, Phoenix Campbell.
Yep.
Right, he's making some noise. He won the Queensland PGA. He's doing unreal things at the moment.
Saw that.
Unreal things at the moment. Right, I grew up playing golf with him at Huntingdale a lot. Played a lot of golf with him, and it always shit me because I'd get there an hour early. I'd hit some balls, have a putt. Right, go out there and shoot my even par. He comes in 4 minutes before the tee time. Right, doesn't have a putt or chip. Just goes like this on the tee box. Right, this and shoots 67 and shit me. Right, I fucking hated it because you'd always. Anyway,
That's what you're doing to me now.
But no, he's unbelievable player. And there was one day where he switched to Callaway, full bag Callaway, balls, everything. So he had full Callaway and he still does. And that was when the first Epic Flash came out. And he goes, hit this, right? So I hit it into both the par fives on the front nine. So 6 and 7, right? Knocked them both on the green.
Yeah, right.
Both on the green from like 230, right? And I'm 16. I've never hit a golf ball 230 in my life, let alone a 3-wood.
Yep.
Right, knocked them both on, and 2 of the holes, and then it was 2 par 4s after that. I hit the 3-wood off the tee. And it was just nutting it.
Yep.
And I have a 3-wood now that I absolutely love. The TSR, love it. But that was like one of those things where it's the first hit and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But this is a good stick.
And
that's why I chose that, because I loved it.
And I'm going the same thing. I had a Epic Flash 3-wood and I loved it.
Yeah.
And it pained me when I got fit out of it by Dudsy at the fitting day at Berg a couple of years ago.
The Epic Flash.
Yeah, I got the TSR now.
Right.
But the day I got fit for the TSR really hurt me because I love that Epic Flash so much. Quick story. Our good mate Tom from Motorsport Republica, he currently owns my Callaway Epic Flash 3-wood, and I lent it to him and I said, here, mate, you try this, see how you like it. And then old mate, before he paid me for it, decided to go and whack a new grip on it because he didn't like the grip that was on there. And I was thinking, he told me this. We went to the range together and he's pulled out my 3-wood and I've looked at it and I've gone, that's a different grip. What have you done? And he's like, oh yeah, I should really pay you for this now, shouldn't I?
Fuck you, man. He can do whatever he wants with his new club.
It wasn't his.
You go, Tommy.
It wasn't his. He hadn't paid me for it.
Oh, well, she'll be right.
All right. Are you going?
You put a new grip.
Are you going a hybrid or are you going a 2-iron?
No, I'm going a 2-iron. So I don't want to express. I'm not going to call it a dislike. I'm just not comfortable with this brand. So
okay.
This is like the Rosie Burkott rivalry. I'm a very strong Titleist and FootJoy user. So I use everything involved with Titleist and FootJoy or Acushnet. So I won't even touch a TaylorMade golf ball. I don't.
That's not the vibe.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's just not me, right? But the TaylorMade Gapper 2-iron, the Gapper. I remember, so the reason why I've hit this thing a few times, cheat club. This thing was a rocket ship.
Yeah.
It was well controlled too. So quick little 1-minute story. I played a pennant match at Woodlands while I was playing for Huntingdale. You remember Tommy Howarth? Yep.
Tom used to coach me at Berg.
I played against him this day. Right?
I've heard this story time and time again.
We both sort of skunked it up a little bit. We're probably 3 or 4 over. It was very ordinary. Anyway, and there was this 1 par 5. I remember it. I remember to the sound this thing made. It was outrageous. So par 5, 15. Pretty straightforward, a lot of bunkering, and it's long. It was into the wind. I've nutted a drive about 185 out there. Anyway, it was into the wind. So I've hit a drive out there. He's snipe hooked one straight into the trees left, right? And I get up there, I scope. I've got 3-wood in hand. I had about 225 back into the wind. So I'm thinking in my head, I was like 17, I think. So I'm like, I'm going to have to get every piece of this to get there, right? He would have been 35, 40 meters behind me, right? Because it's hit the tree and dropped down, right? So he would have had 260 minimum.
Yeah.
Absolute minimum. And right, I heard whispers that it was low 270s he had in. So he didn't have a 3-wood or anything like that. So it's back into probably half a club wind. Probably half a club, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 280 meter hit, right? He's hit this thing and I've never heard anything like it, right? He's hit this thing and he's a big boy as it is.
Tommy's a unit.
Smokes it, right? This has just never left the flag. It's pitched front edge of the green and gone 1 bounce over the back of the green, right? Jesus. So he's hit this thing. It would have been total 300. He's carried it probably 270 into the wind with this Gapper 2-iron, this TaylorMade thing. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, I haven't heard a golf ball being hit like that before. I haven't seen a flight like that before. It stayed in the air for good 3 to 5 business days.
Yep.
Landed at the front edge and one bounce over the back. But I grabbed it off him after the round. We went to the range and quickly hit some, and it's just stripe show. Like I really liked hitting that thing.
Yep.
And there's not a lot of tailor-made stuff that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that really sort of stuck with me in terms of 2-1. So that's why I chose that.
All right. Well, I'm going with a 2-iron as well. I'm going with my current 2-iron.
Yeah.
This is the one
You
club.
love that thing.
This is the one club I'm taking from my current set.
Okay.
And that should open up some eyes for you as well, because I'm in love with my set at the moment, and to pick that one club.
That's weird. There's another stick that I think you'd pick, but I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
So I've had it for 4 years now, and just loved it.
Yeah.
It's my get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
It's my off the tee, keep it low.
That's that P790.
P790.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-iron from, I think it's a 2018 model.
Something like that.
So it's old. It's old. Yeah.
No,
irons.
younger than that. It's earlier than that. I think.
17 then.
If it's the original 790,
Yeah,
that's
17.
probably 17, 18.
Yeah.
18.
I think they bring them out every 2 years.
I'm actually not sure.
Irons.
Ping blueprints, the first ones.
Nice.
So I hit the reason for that, there was a ping fitting day probably 3 weeks ago, and I hit the new ping blueprint S.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember hitting the first blueprints when they came out, because Rosanna had them in the shop.
Yeah.
So this was literally like just on 2020 sort of thing. And I remember hitting this thing. It's a very bladey iron. The ball looks bigger than the face, but fuck.
Yeah.
The way those fly and the way they feel, it just felt really good.
Ping blueprints.
Just the ping
I've hit them
blueprints,
as well. They are
they're
very nice.
Expensive iron.
Very expensive.
Oh.
And if you're not a good ball striker, stay away.
Yeah, they hurt. They do hurt. If you're prone to missing the center by a bit, don't hit them, because you'll actually miss the face.
Yeah.
But if you're a reasonable ball striker and you can hold yourself, hit them. But I loved them. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
So yeah, ping blueprints, the originals, first ones. Yeah.
So my set of irons that I went for, and this is pretty hard, but I've just thought of it now.
I'm changing my irons.
Why?
I want to go to Mizuno.
You going to Mizuno? Yeah. Well, I can't go Mizuno, because my Mizunos I have now are the only set of Mizunos I've ever owned, and I can't, as per the rules.
Yeah.
I've picked mine 2-iron.
Yeah. Okay. I'm changing mine to Mizuno MP20s.
Nice.
Yeah. So I changed
Classic.
mine. Mizuno MP20s.
Classic.
Yep.
I'm going for, when I was getting fitted, I went through like a 3-year fitting experience when I would go shopping for new irons. And I demoed everything. Right? Chris Sayer at Drummond in Preston let me just come in and just demo everything. And one that two that I really liked, and I'll pick one of them. First one was the P760 from TaylorMade. I really enjoyed.
Was that pre-20? Yeah, it was pre-2020.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other one was the Callaway Apex Pros from 2016
Interesting.
with the little black bit on the back of the iron. They look sick.
They were good.
They were really
They are
good.
still good.
They're still good. Super forgiving,
Yeah.
super enjoyable to hit. And I probably would have bought them had I not at the last minute been thrown a set of Mizunos and gone, hit this instead.
You hit those so good and it shits me.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm going for those.
Yeah, cool.
They're sick. And I'm not necessarily upset now that I didn't buy them, but at the time it was a really tough decision.
Yeah.
Wedges.
Vokey SM6.
I'm going to
There is nothing that is ever going to steer me away from a set of Vokey wedges.
Okay.
Like I would use Persimmon, and the old ping things were sick, but I would use everything 1990 and previous if I could use SM6s.
Yeah, right.
Or Vokey wedges.
Yeah, right.
There's like I've hit the ping glides, like they're really good. I've hit the Jaws wedges. I've hit every wedge you could possibly put on the market, and that's me.
Yeah.
Like some people go, oh, the Vokey's good, but like TaylorMade's are better, or the Callaway's are better, blah blah blah. But it probably just suits my style, the way I hit and what I look for in a wedge. So it's just the Vokeys. I can't pass them up.
I'm going to agree with you again.
Yeah.
SM6s are unreal.
I think they were really good, and they were the earliest model that I really enjoyed. Like the SM7s were good and all. I preferred the 6s. The SM8s were fantastic. SM9s were just as good. I've hit the SM10s a few times, and they're just progressively just adding something just to make it a little bit better.
You got 9s in the bag now. I got 8s.
Yep.
But I still think 6s.
6s were red hot.
Sick.
Loved it.
Putter.
Go.
TaylorMade Spider X.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've still got it. My blue
Oh,
one.
do you?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you got. There it is. Is that it?
No, that's a different one. Actually, hang on. That's it there.
That's it there. Yeah.
Yeah, so still got it. Putted dots with it.
I would have really thought you would have picked everything else and kept your PLD.
I love my PLD, but like the rules that we've stated, I haven't hit other clubs in that 2-iron hybrid area. So I kind of have to.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, all right, I can change it slightly and say that I demoed an M6 hybrid, right?
Yeah, but
once.
is it better than your 2-iron?
No,
there
it's
you
not
go.
in my
There you go.
dream
Cool.
set.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
I think we can do this whole subject again with clubs that we might not have hit, but like would really, if we had to build a bag from start to finish.
Based on history and experience of witnessing those sort of clubs, I would build a slightly different bag too.
So would I.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Because I would go, like based on history, I'd probably go original Big Bertha driver.
Yeah.
I'd probably go like MP33s, like I said.
Yeah.
I'd probably go maybe SM4s.
Yeah. SM4s or 6s
Right,
were
and then
pretty
you
good.
go,
SM5s
like-
were good.
A traditional like Newport or the original Ping answer too.
I was thinking that.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Your putter?
My putter.
Your putter?
That is
Which is?
So it's a Scotty Cameron, but it's not a shelf putter.
No.
So it's to give you a head fuck, I'll actually just explain what the actual putter is. So it's a Newport 1.5. So that's the style of head. So it has a slight little rounded, cosmetically looking down on it. So it has that profiling on top that has that slightly rounded at the back. It looks like a Newport. Doesn't feel like it. It's got 15 gram weights on the back. So it's a 1.5. It's a proto. And it's the holiday edition. So it's the H22. So it's from 2022. Right? And that's not the rules of the game because it's not prior to 2020, but you said you could use one of your clubs.
Okay.
So
I'll allow it.
it's
You got
either
me on-
that. If
you got
don't-
me on a technicality, but yeah, I'll
it's
allow it.
on a technicality, I got you. But if you want me to change that, I'd go to the original Ping answer. But no, actually, the original Scotty Newport.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing my Scotty because I've never felt anything like it before. It's black. It's sick. It feels unbelievable. It's valued at a lot.
Yeah.
It's a unique putter.
It's very cool.
It stands out, and it's won me a lot of events. It's won me a lot of events, and honestly, that putter is. I'd give it a lot of credit for my performance in the last 18 months.
Yeah, because you went through a phase where you probably changed your putter 4 times in like an 8 to 12 month period.
Yeah, would have been about that.
During your early on in your traineeship.
Yeah, I went
and
through
then
a year of probably a putter every 2 months.
And like I ended up with your square back in my bag for a little bit.
See, I liked that, but there was always. Let me put it this way: I was always looking for something,
And you found it.
and that is what I found.
And I'm the same. Like
Because you just hit one putt with it, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Well, with my PLD, Ping answer to PLD, I said to you years ago,
Yeah,
if I can find a blade
yeah,
that is sexy,
yeah.
right, number one,
Yeah, you got to like what you're looking down at.
and is just as soft as that
Yeah,
TaylorMade Spider,
yeah.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
That's why I called you saying, "Hit this."
well,
I think the Ping PLD is one of the best putters ever made.
yeah.
I think it is unreal.
And I bought it top dollar and I haven't looked back.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be really scared to spend that sort
Spend
of cash
that.
on a
Yeah.
putter.
But look what it's got you.
It's so good.
Do you want to know what I spent on mine?
Go.
What do you reckon I spent on it?
For your more than what I spent on mine.
Yeah.
So pushing 1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just under 1,200.
There you go.
And people will probably turn their nose up going, on a putter? Fucking hell. I said, but I'd pay $5 for it.
Yeah.
Knowing what it does and what it's done for me and how it is, I'd pay $5 for it. And I think that's actually what market value is, just quietly. If it was brand new.
Shit.
Yeah. I've done my research.
Keep it quiet.
And anyway. Second cut questions.
Questions
Now that
from
we're
the
moving
second
on
cut.
from our dream set.
So yeah, let us know what you think about our dream sets. We're going to do a bit of a different one, I reckon, in a few weeks' time. and do some research because that was kind of last sort of topic.
That was off the cuff. That
Very off the cuff. And we changed the rules 3 times halfway through.
Yeah, we changed the rules. Yeah, whoops. But we're sticking to this category of second cut questions. I think we're getting on a roll with this.
I like it. They're getting harder and harder to think of.
They are.
Which is good because we're going deeper and deeper into the realms of like obscurity and it's good.
But it's got to get personal too.
Good.
Because there's always a personal touch to it.
Okay.
Which is what mine is about.
So is mine.
Do you want to go mine first?
Go.
Okay. Based on my performance yesterday.
Okay.
So what you witnessed, you saw every shot I hit.
Yeah.
Right? You saw every good shot. You saw every ordinary shot. Right? There was a couple in there. Based on my performance yesterday, off the back tees, pins in the spots they were, greens in the firmness and the speed they were at, how many shots do you think I'd have to give you for you to beat me yesterday? So
So you shot 5.
Disregard. No, I shot 4. So I was 3 or 4 under. There was a couple holes
Through 17.
Through 17 holes. And I'm not going to guarantee that I birdie 18. I'm just going to say I part 18.
Let's say you par 18.
So I had 4 yesterday. Disregard the score. Disregard the score. And just based on purely if us were to go head to head in the mentality we had in a Pennant game and a match play game.
12.
12 shots.
12.
Yeah.
And is this based on how I'm hitting it at the moment?
Yeah.
12.
12 shots.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe some more.
Maybe.
Because I think that where our games are at the moment, like you're trending. You're skyrocketing. You're hitting the ball better than I've ever seen you hit it. You're hitting it more consistently than I've ever seen you hit it. I'm still playing once or twice a week if I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's well put.
And I'm not playing well. I'm getting there. Like from where I was 3 weeks ago.
You're not playing well to your
to my standard. To my standard.
Yeah.
I'm playing horribly to your standard, but I'm playing pretty averagely to my standard, which is a 5 handicap.
Yeah.
Like I had 28 points on the weekend playing Stableford off 5, and like I don't think I stunk it up. If I had 28 points any other day, I'd probably walk off that golf course going, that stunk. But I had 3 or 4 lip outs and missed a couple of iron shots.
It just wasn't it.
Just wasn't my day.
Just wasn't it.
And I walked up the 12th hole, literally to the 12th green, just going, today's not it.
Okay, so do you think 12 or higher?
Yeah, between 12 and 14, 12 and 15 maybe.
Okay.
And that's solely based on how well you're playing.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with how shit I am. It's more about how good you're playing at the moment.
Okay, interesting.
What do you think you'd need to give me?
I back that. Yeah, I'd back that. So, disregard handicap or anything like that. Like, when was the last time we played? It was Heritage, wasn't it?
Heritage, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, but neither of us played amazing.
No.
But yeah, I'd say 14 shots. Yeah.
And I think I made the joke a couple of weeks ago in an episode that when we were playing together at Heidelberg as members, you were off scratch, I was off 12, or you were off 2 and I was off 12, and you would give me 10 shots.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3.5 years, you're playing off +5, I'm playing off 5, and you're still giving me 10 shots. Like nothing's changed. We've both gotten ridiculously better for our own standards, right? But you're still giving me 10 shots, you prick.
I haven't even thought of that.
You know what I mean?
We haven't played a match play in so long. We got to do it.
We should.
Surely. We should tape it. We should chuck it on the stories.
Oh, it's going to be hard to do, but yeah, we should try. To try and set up. I have not done it before where you're setting up a tripod and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, let's give it a go.
All right, let's give it a go.
Actually,
to think about actually trying to play a competitive match. We might need someone to come and give us a hand.
Third, don't we?
Film.
We might need a third or
if
fourth.
we want to put it up or anything.
Yeah, we might do a third or fourth. I'm actually foreshadowing. I'm doing a little segment that I'll be doing at Heritage, just quietly on stories.
On the
It'll be
stories. Yep.
And if something comes out of it, we'll do a little montage or something like that. We'll set up, but that's a little foreshadowing. You'll see that up on some stories. So
yeah, Joel's finally pulling his finger out and he's going to start doing some stuff on the social.
Doing something.
So which I'm grateful for. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right, my question for you is, if you could be a member of a golf course, which golf course would it be? Now, you cannot say any golf course that you have previously been a member at in any shape or form, currently a member at in any shape or form. You can't also say PK or Royal Melbourne.
So it's in
it can be in Australia. It can be
anywhere
else.
So it can't
give me one international golf course.
Yeah.
And one
One
Australian
Australian.
golf course.
that I'd have to be a member at that I'm not currently or previous.
So you can't say Rosanna, Heidelberg, Huntingdale, Heritage,
yeah.
PK, or Royal Melbourne,
Okay.
or Yarrambat.
Or, Bundura. Now, this is what. This is on the spot.
Not Rosanna, not Heidelberg, not Huntingdale, not Yarrambat, not Heritage. And then also, because it's the obvious answers, you can't say PK and you can't say Royal Melbourne.
Damn it. I'd love to be a member at Royal. I'd love to be a Royal.
I'd love to be a member at Royal too.
Royal Melbourne West just has my heart. Actually, just Royal Melbourne is my favourite golf complex on the planet. Not that I've been to too many.
No.
Like, I've been to heaps in Australia, but...
Give me one international first. I reckon that might be a little bit easier.
International... I would love to be... Probably Sawgrass.
Wow. That's not where I was expecting you to go. Players' Championship, literally today.
Yeah, that's probably why, because you just see
It's
it.
such a pretty golf course.
Like, everyone would say Augusta.
Everyone would say Augusta
But
or
like,
St Andrews.
I don't know what
Or Pebble
I don't know
Beach.
what it would be like to be a member there, because I've heard things that are like about people being members there
at Augusta.
at Augusta.
Look,
And it's like
Augusta's-
sometimes you don't have, like, it's extremely exclusive. It's expensive, and being a member there, like, yeah, it'd be great and all. You get to play Augusta. Like, how good's that? But I'm thinking it from a Masters setting. I want to see it how it is during the Masters, and I don't know what it would be like if it's not the Masters. Like, would it be still like unbelievable, like lush, perfect greens running at 13? Like,
I've heard that it's not.
yeah, but why would you that whole time of the year?
Yeah.
I've heard on the grapevine that it's closed 4 months of the year for both maintenance and preparation and stuff like that. So I don't think as a member experience I'd want to be there, because you wouldn't have the access like you would somewhere else. And like,
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of
Sawgrass,
changed
I've seen
my
a lot of public play on there,
Yeah.
and I've also seen a lot of member golf there. So I'm like, I feel like that would be a good place. It has one of the best practice facilities you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Has this massive range, this amazing short game area.
I've got mine.
Yeah, probably Sawgrass, and I know it's the States. There's so many other amazing places you could go to. Yeah, I'd probably say Sawgrass. Just because of the things I've seen and things I've heard, and
locally or within the country.
locally, it's a Victorian course. It's probably a sand belt. It's hard to go past Metro.
Okay. Interesting.
Just because I can't go back to Huntingdale. Like, Huntingdale has my heart.
Yeah.
Plus Royal. Like, I'd love to be at Royal. I think that'd be just unbelievable. No, Vic.
Okay.
I'd go Vic.
Okay.
Like, Victoria's unbelievable. Every time I've been there, it's just Mickey Mouse. It's perfect.
Pure.
It's just perfect. And like the short game area, I'd change a tiny bit. Royal's the same. Royal's little chipping green isn't what you'd probably want from a short. Actually, no, I lied now. They have a new short game area at the back near the putting range. You can hit 80-meter shots.
Man.
I can't choose Royal. I hate you. You suck. Fuck you.
Should I answer?
Yeah, go for it.
My international course would be
I've got another one, international course.
okay. Go.
Silverleaf.
I've never heard of it.
So it's in Arizona.
Yeah.
So John Rahm's a member there.
Yeah.
And a few others are member there. I've seen a lot of videos of them playing on that golf course. I've seen a lot of the low scores. It looks fucking sick.
Nice.
And that's another one that I'll choose as well. But I think, yeah, probably Sawgrass. That's it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm gonna go a bit different. I love links golf,
Yeah.
and so the two that I'm gonna pick, my local golf course would be Moona.
Okay.
I'd love to. Moona, Royal's got your heart. I've never played it. One day it'll have my
You
heart.
wouldn't go to the Nash?
I never played it. Never played it.
Okay, yeah.
Never played. I've not been as lucky to play some of these golf courses, but I've played Moona
Dude.
time and time again.
The Nash old
It
course, man.
has my heart, and all right, let's do it. We'll go play the Nash one day if we can organise it.
The Nash old course. Fuck.
But Moona has, it's got my heart. Two golf courses, really fun, just challenging and exciting.
Yep.
Internationally, again, I've got two options. The first, and again, I don't even know if, like, you mentioned access and all that kind of stuff. The first one that comes to mind is Bethpage Black or Bethpage.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
which would be sick. Like I
Yeah.
love that golf course.
Yeah.
But then the other one would be like somewhere like maybe even Kings Barnes or Royal County Down in the UK.
Interesting.
And yes, Bethpage isn't quite a links golf course, but
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
other two are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Royal County Down is just I've seen so many videos
yeah.
of that place and it's
Yeah.
just incredible.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there's another one, Crail.
Crail.
Yeah,
Never heard of Crail.
look it up.
Crail.
So beautiful.
Right.
Just every hole is just art.
Yeah,
And
right.
just the backdrop, you're literally playing on the ocean. It's sick.
Huh. Interesting. Well, there you go.
I'll show you after we finish up.
Yeah. I'd like to have a look at it.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of things there with dream sets. Your question as well. I'd like to see some viewers put their opinions.
Yeah, let
in
us
there.
know.
I want to know what your dream set is. Have you hit golf clubs before that we haven't named or have named that you agree on or disagree on, or you have something else you'd put in there going, nah, I'll change that for that. Just let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know what would be.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you're thinking because we want to know again what your dream set would be, as Joel said, and then also if you had to pick a golf course to play your weekly round of golf, and you could afford it, money's no option. Where would you go?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Where would you
Money's
go?
not an issue.
Money's not an issue, and
Yeah.
you could play and live anywhere in the world to play golf. There's
Yeah.
got to be one place that everyone wants to do it.
Yeah.
So let us know. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's pretty much it for today.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed, as always. Be sure to check out Halfcaf Golf. They got their new drop coming very, very soon. And it does. I've seen a couple of sneak peeks, and if you follow them on their Instas, they've shared it as well. It looks very, very cool.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out our TikToks and our socials as well. There's more stuff coming. Keep an eye out for a little bit of a montage of Joel's efforts from Pennant on the weekend. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us.
Absolutely.
Until next
Absolutely.
week,
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves. Hit them well. Cheers.
See us.